What's going on, everybody? Rob here, Trev2323. My day off, but I never get a day off. Alright, here's my little squishy. See how dirty his tank is? And here's the koi tank. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's a cheaper undergravel filter that I have on that one than I have on this one. On this one I have the name brand one, but let me show you the problem. If you've seen my other video on that, this is the $100 fish tank thing. And if you see on the sides, there's no links between them. So you need an up tube for every tray that it gives you to go all the way across the tank. Now with this undergravel filter in here, it was a cheap undergravel filter. I think it was like 20 bucks for the undergravel filter. Now granted it's only 55, but there's places on the sides right here that they break open their little slots on the side where like one up tube right here will filter two tanks. Like there's an up tube all the way in the back. You could actually make it if you connect all those undergravel filters, and if there were holes together right here, one up tube with enough like a power head on it will actually filter everything underneath all the rocks. So this one right here, none of these are connected at all. And those are all connected, so therefore with this expensive one I'm going to connect them all. So if you've seen, I picked some of these up. It might be step by step, day by day, but I picked these up so I could glue them together and hold them and leave them overnight. So that's what I'm going to attempt to start doing now. Alright, see, now I have it laid out here. That's all the undergravel filter, but if you see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4 up tubes in there that I got to fill in with here. But none of these are connected, so for filtration, each one of these needs its own up tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them over right here like this. I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to glue them and clamp them together like that, and then I'm going to cut out where the up tubes would go or whatever. Now there are actually markings on the insides of them. See? There's little markings on the insides where tabs are able to break off, but they need to be glued together on this one. So I'm going to glue these together so I can have complete filtration underneath all the plates. Like when you got a good undergravel filter system like that, you get a nice biological filtration with all the rocks. So that's what I'm going through with my tank. I'm actually draining it right now, seeing that I took all these undergravel plates out. That's what it's looking like. Alright, so I dried those off really good. And I was looking for plastic. See, I got some plastic. I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to glue those right into there to fill in those holes. I found some clear JB weld that I'm going to mix up. And then I'm going to glue each one of those together and clamp them together and then leave them so they could dry. It says dries in 5 minutes, but I'll leave it for an hour. Then I got to move all the gravel to the side or take some of it out, put this back down, then put the gravel back in. Alright, I cut the bottom of the bucket out for those two little pieces there to fill in those holes. And the rest on this part of the bucket, I'm going to be mixing some JB weld and mix it in here really good. And this is what I'm going to smear to put those, fill those two holes, and then between each one of those, and then I'm going to... Alright, there you go, Bob's your uncle. Now I'm just going to set it and forget it. I glued those little pieces on right there. It says set in 5 minutes, but I'm probably going to leave it for an hour. Now also I got some little tin snips right here, because that's what I want to cut off. Some little indentions, probably one on each side, all the way through the bottom plates, so you could get vacuum pressure all the way through. So underneath the gravel, like all these plates are connected underneath the gravel, so even though you only see the two up things on this tank, all the plates are connected. So all this is being used as a biological filtration system. Alright, as that is drying, I'm going to start the daunting task of taking all the top plates off, everything off the top, and start pulling out gravel. I'm not going to clean the gravel, I'm just pulling it out so I can put the plates in there and set it on top of the plates. This is what I wanted to show you with my Python. see if I have the light on in there. See, it's still draining. The faucet is off, but it's still draining the tank. You got to be careful with your Python filter. Like I said, you still see the tank draining. All the water's off. I just kind of put it on pause because of the other incident I had. But if you see, I left this in the tank, and since this is higher than that end, even with the water off, it is still draining the tank. If you're asking why it's so bad, you should watch my other video putting this 120 gravel filter together. But either way, it's still draining the tank without the water on, so be careful. If you want to pause the tank, get that out of there. Right. Dude, I'm like super prepared for everything. I just hit my damn funny bone on my elbow because I was getting the rocks out of this side right here, and that meathead freaked out and came and hit me, and I bumped my elbow top back here, and he's all scratched up on the side again. So I am getting this underground filter because it's for his best interest. So right now I am actually draining this, since it's flowing out anyways, into a cooler, and I'm gonna throw his butt in this cooler so I can finish doing what I gotta do. Alright, I put a fan on to help dry it off, but see, I'm using tin snips, and I'm snipping out these right here, and then bending them over. Let me see if I can do one right here. And then bend it over, and it cracks to the other side. And it's just going to be so flow can come through the plates, is all I'm trying to do it for. All the way down, and then that's the tank right there what is drained. Hopefully my pacu makes it. It don't look like it's doing too good right now. Alright, now there's a tunnel through all of them all the way down, so this way now all the plates are connected. I'm probably only using one upflow right now till I get a new air pump. The pump I bought from the M-Perk store lasted about a month and a half and went out, so I'm finagling air pumps between tanks right now. So I got one extra hole on the side, so I might just put a piece of plastic over the top meanwhile, because I'll add on to that later. I got most of the gravel out the tank already, so I got to get the rest of that little gravel up, put this in, put the gravel back in, and start filling it up. Look at that Python in action. No water in the tank, and it's getting everything off the bottom. Everything that it can siphon out, it's siphoning out. Alright, I'm in a rush now because he's not looking too good, my fish. So this is all done. That's clean. I gotta get this up and put this in here. See, I try to laugh at me too much. I glued it to the basement floor. Okay, got it off. Okay, saved it. That was starting to crack. All the way to the back. I gotta put my air hose in on that side where it's gonna go. See the way I got the plate? That one plate actually goes all the way across. Now I actually had an extra plate right here, because if I would have put them this way, they would have reached all the way across right here. Although I didn't know this was underneath there, the water was so dirty. Let me get all this rock back in there right now, sitting on top of that, and start filling it back up because my fish ain't doing too well. Alright, so I got the whole thing in there now. It's filling up. I put stress coat in there, wiped the covers down, and I did the hand temperatures. You see it's at 75 right now. I normally have it between 75 and 78. So it's right about the same temperature. As soon as I get it about up to here, I'm going to drop him in here. I put some stress coat in there already. He's cut up, tore up, and everything right now, but I had to get that undergravel filter connected because it makes such a difference with the whole undergravel part of the tank a filter also. So I had to get that in. I'm sorry. I bought the other one with all the up tubes and they weren't connected. But god dang it, that fish broke all the up tubes. That's the only up tube in the back corner where the heaters are that he didn't break. So, excuse me. So I had to connect all of them to leave that on there. And I might actually put a power head on that one so it can suction more from the undergravel filter. Now his water is filthy also. See his water? So I'm going to go ahead and put that water in there because it's part of the bacterial system that it needs. Don't fight me now. Okay, he's back. I'm putting some of the dirty water that I had to take him out. I'm putting it in there. I actually think he knocked himself out. Alright, the noise is the fan. I got on the little squirrel cage with the basement. He's moving now. Breathing a little bit better. Look at all this scales. This is the last time I'm doing something this big with a little squishy. It's just set it and forget it now. But he's swimming around a little bit better now. And there you are. Bob's your uncle. He made it. A little beat up. But he made it, and I didn't realize how big he was. Now that tank's a little bit murky compared to that one and that one, of course. But it wasn't considered partial. I did 100%, take all the gravel out, all the water out. I had 5 gallons, a little bit over, maybe 10 gallons of his regular water. And I didn't clean none of the rocks, and I just put it back. So by tomorrow morning, all that'll be crystal clear again. Man, it is hotter than HE double hockey sticks out there today. I just wanted to show you Squishy's tank. Look at how crispy clean that tank is. Yeah, he is a little bit beat up. He did make it though. He'll be alright, but the whole undergravel filter is working. See how I swear by those undergravel filters. I'm probably actually going to put 20 more pounds of gravel in that tank. But it was well worth it. Now, the whole bed of that tank is actually a biological filter.